Well, ladies and gentlemen, remember last time I had said that I think we're going to be getting Gravships and maybe space? I was predicting it. Yeah, I completely missed what that had said. Oh, anyways, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good whatever time of day maybe for you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Layback Gamer, and we are back with another preview of Odessey. Level 2, Review 2, not Level 2. Gravships and space. Anyways, first off, we have a release date of July 11th, which I believe that was just announced. So that also happens to fall on a Friday. Great. I also get off work early on Fridays, so I'll be able to come home and immediately get to this. Probably even live stream my first bit of Odessey. So that would be exciting. Anyways, today we're going over the Gravship. And yeah, I didn't really look through this. I just saw some of the photos as I was quickly scrolling through. And it started. So, the Gravship, the traveling base. It starts when a grav engine falls from the sky, still functional despite the crash. Alongside some salvage grav-like panels, we've got the beginnings of your first Gravship. Oh, nice. So, does this come in an event that we can signal for this to land? I would hope that this would come in an event that we could signal to land on the planet. That would be greatly appreciated. It starts with a deck built from grav-like panels, engine placed at the center, a few thrusters, chem fuel tanks, and pilot's console. Add some basic rooms, barracks, kitchen storage, and get your colonists aboard. The moment you take off, the world opens up. This really is the Save Our Ships replacer. I wonder what they're going to do. I should actually go look on their report and see what they have planned for this, because this seems like it's taking quite the inspiration from them. If Save Our Ships just isn't going to be discontinued after, well, no, it's not. It wouldn't be discontinued because it's going alongside. This is a DLC. Save Our Ships would still be its own separate thing. I wonder if they would have a separate mod dedicated to people who have Odessey. That I imagine a nightmare to have to program for. Who knows? Maybe they might. Maybe they won't. Anyways, travel all over the planet, explore exotic biomes, discover new landmarks, and chase quests across continent. Or set your own goals to circumnavigate the globe in 100 days, a team entirely made up of kidnapped enemies, collect one of every animal, or build a gunship covered in turrets. I almost said Gravship covered in turrets, but same thing. Oh, there's so much potential. I am excited for this. And when it's time to leave, just lift off. Your whole colony comes with you. Colonists, animals, prisoners, gear, even the raiders who happen to be standing in your hallways. So that must be awkward. An interesting raid strategy, though. You bring them up, you launch the ship, make this massive Gravship, launch it up with them in it, and watch as they die from asphyxiation. Oh, that's is that a war crime? I'm kind of curious if that's a war crime. I have to look up. Pardon me one quick moment here. Well, I can't actually find that on the internet. Turns out we don't even know if that's a war crime. I imagine that has to be a war crime, though. So, whoever is in charge of the war crime mod, add that as a war crime. Sending people up into space purposefully in the efforts to asphyxiate them. Oh, I don't know if I can play that one. Eventually, you'll want more space. This is when you start hunting for grav cores, rare grav tech that you can only find in dangerous places. You'll need to search through insect mega hives, trap-filled ruins, and frozen space debris in low orbit, controlled by human scavengers and killer mechanoids. Use grav cores to build grav extenders, so your ship can support more substructure, making room for bigger workshops, hydroponic gardens, and more. Or you can create a grav core power cells as an advanced power solution that passively draws energy from the ship's gravitational field. You can also use grav cores in simple jammers, allow you to slip past space defense systems and land on protected orbital platform. Ooh, eating. Some upgrades can only be acquired as rewards from grateful allied factions, ancient structures, and shipwrecks. I imagine the allied factions would probably more or less be spacer factions in the Empire, but it would be interesting to see a tribal offer you this piece of technology they cannot understand. The Gravship shield generator creates a massive temporary shield around your ship, which will help you survive pirate drop pod ambushes. Activate it mid-raid and enjoy the protection it gives your colonists against enemy gunfire. Add a pilot sub-persona core a pilot sub-persona core provides a low-grade AI that reduces the chances of your pilot oopsies while flying, though nothing can fully account for you. Quite true. Excuse me. I guess there's a picture of a mega hive here with the actual insectoid core. Is very cool. She looks very nice. The Gravship isn't your only method of traveling. You can build passenger shuttles, small short-range vessels, perfect for rescue missions, trade runs, or quick hops places your Gravship can't go. They can be placed on your Gravship substructure so you can take them with you. Decide to leave a map. Shuttles can also fly into orbit. Whether you're a nomadic explorer, a flying trader carrying peacocks and porcupines, stationary colonist only using shuttles, or a hermit living in an asteroid, Odessey opens up all kinds of new playstyles. Yes, it does. Fantastic on that one, too. Really gonna... Space! Yes, we're finally going to space. Space requires some prep to keep your colonists safe. Fill your ship with airtight walls to protect your colonists from the vacuum. Set up a life support system, oxygen pumps, heaters, and a stable power supply to keep it all running. Create airlocks by using back barriers and metal doors, and equip your spacefaring colonists with vac suits and vac helmets or other advanced armors. Okay, thank you for making advanced armors part of it. I would say probably the marine armor and the cataphract armor for vanilla. Is that all the armor that base game? No armor correctly. Anyways, as I wait for that to load up, we got a nice picture here. I still can't zoom in on these, badly. I can't even right click to open them up. I think they did something different from last time. Yeah, as you can see, lots of different stations here. We got a comet lots of different places to explore. Comet stations, asteroids, probably mineral-rich asteroids there. I'd assume that's a platform for you to land on. Maybe another type of platform there, or destroyed platform, probably. And it looks like we have a satellite down here too, like a proper satellite. Maybe a different satellite. Sorry, I'm just looking. Okay, Recon is base game. I'm not sure. I don't think Recon armor would be back tight. I could see it being back tight, but I personally. Oh, the Mechanoid. Yeah, I forgot about the Mech Lord stuff. I suppose Mech Lord would also be airtight. The prestige of the cataphract and I'd even say a Recon would probably. Let's considered airtight. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Alright, a little bit tired. What else? Oh yeah, Grenadier armor. I could see that. There's Locust armor too. Phoenix. I thought all that. I didn't think that was base game. I thought that was vanilla. Hang on a sec. No, Phoenix armor is royalty. Locust armor also royalty. What about Grenadier? Also royalty. I thought for sure those were added in by Vanilla Expanded. Anyways, I could see those armors being, those power armors being vac sealed. Anyways, as mentioned before, shuttles are also capable of entering orbit, as are transport pods. Though it's still accessible without building a gravship, you'll just have less life support, and transport pods are one way, so you need to find a way back. I'm just realizing this is probably also going to be a headache to program for stuff like the Helixi. Then again, wasn't really a problem with, wait, no, that was, Helixi, and it was a problem with ships. Maybe because it's now a base game, or a base game in the DLC. Might not be. I imagine you have to do the same thing that you did with geothermal generators. Gravships take you into low orbit, where there are many orbiting objects to explore. Rare locations require you to build an orbital scanner, which passively detects overhead orbital wreckage, orbital wrecks, satellites, asteroids, orbital platforms, and mech platforms. Yeah, it looked like there were a couple different. That was a darker gray than this one, so this one's probably a mech platform. Orbital wrecks. The history of a planet can be seen in its orbital debris fields, abandoned platforms, and space stations. You can search these wrecks for valuable loot, if you're willing to fight off rival salvagers. Probably one of these that crash landing came from originally. Satellites are most are unmanned and inhospitable, built for narrow purposes like power collection, surveillance, or orbital weaponry. Landing on one means navigating the bridges and traveling long distances between platforms that scavenge valuable technology, but many are still guarded by automated security systems, locked doors, turrets, and drones. Oh, we're getting a new type of mechanoid from the sounds of it. That's pretty sweet. Asteroids may look like... Oh, well, this one kind of looks a little abandoned here. Now that I think about it, I'm wondering if we could possibly, when we go to build our own, can we use the weapons on? Can we build weapons onto it and then use it like an orbital bombarder or an orbital slicer, whatever they're called? Anyways, asteroids may look empty. They look like empty rocks, but they're packed with value. Many still hold veins of plasteel, uranium, and gold ore, remnants of old mining operations that never finished the job. All asteroids are made of vac-stone, special rock type used to craft vac-stone blocks and gravelite panels. Okay, so this is how you get renewable sources of those. Pretty nice. Some asteroids are more unusual. Rare Archean trees occasionally grow directly on their surface, feeding on trace elements in rock and terraforming patches of barren soil into fertile soil. Oh goody, another tree type. So this game has normal trees, anima trees, Garenlen trees. I can never pronounce that. I just pronounce it as Anonexus tree. Harbinger trees, and now we have Archean tree. Biotech was the only expansion to not add a new unique tree. That's interesting to think about. I wonder if that's going to keep the case going forward. Yeah, I was about to say Biotech didn't it? Biotech's the only. Royalty had the anima tree. Ideology had the tree that I can never pronounce. And yeah, that's interesting. I had kind of an interesting thought when you think about it. I think Lydian Studios needs to remedy that. We need to add like a mechanite tree to biotech to make it so that all of it comes with a brand new tree type. Can somebody make a petition out there? I might even do that. Add mechanite tree to biotech. That it now has a tree type that a unique tree that comes with it. Oh, funny. Anyways, occasionally you'll find. Oh, hold on. A plucky spacefaring colonist might consider planting potatoes here. Ah, yeah, reference to that movie that I can never remember the name of, but I know the plot of it. Anyways, occasionally you'll find asteroids with hollow cores where previous visitors left stashes of treasure. You can break in, but come ready to deal with any remaining defenses. And as you can see here, you could also set up your own colony inside of one. Example of an asteroid base with all expansions active. Oh, that's cool. I don't see the anomaly themed stuff in here. Where's the anomaly theme? Oh, I see it right there, the security door. Yeah, this is cool. I would have loved to have been a tester for Odessey. Like, I'd love to be a tester going forward, really. If I should apply for it. See if I can. And I notice we have some massive orbital cannons here. That's unnerving. I bet these are probably what you can use to target the planet below. Anyways, orbital platforms. These floating platforms are orbital settlements used by trading guilds. They don't appreciate visitors, so landing is considered an act of aggression. Just approaching them safely requires your ship to have a signal jammer aboard to get past the platform's defenses. You can also use an orbital scanner to find abandoned platforms if you're not ready for these actions. Just be careful of the defense systems. Also rumored that fugitives tend to hole up in places. People pay good money to dig them out. Another bounty hunting run potential there. This just, I don't know. To me, this whole expansion screams it was inspired by Factorio. It just seems that way to me. The new biomes, new creatures, this just seems like it's Rimworld's take on Factorio's Space Age. I am convinced of that. I am forever convinced of that. I'm wondering if there's probably somewhere out there that maybe states it, but I'm convinced this is based on Space Age from Factorio. Anyways, mechanoid platforms. These wrecks promise the most advanced grav tech and unique treasures, but murderous machines still lurk in the shattered structures. It's a maze of airless hallways crawling with machines, turrets, and sealed doors at every turn. Nowhere to flee except the void of space. That's why you bring your own mechanoids with you to go raiding. That's why you do that. And then the Gravships scenario. Odessey comes with a new starting scenario designed for experienced players who want to dive straight into Gravship gameplay or start a nomadic colony. That is, by the way, what I will be doing. You begin a 3-person crew and a functional Gravship docked at an abandoned orbital relay. While salvaging equipment, your colonists unknowingly activate a mechanoid beacon. Then moments a war alert pings across the void, and now the mechanoids are hunting you. They won't stop until every last member of your crew is dead. To stop them, you must find and defeat the mech hive itself. So it looks like that's a new endgame, potentially. We have to go defeat the mech hive, shut them down across the planet. Wondering if you could do the same with the insectoid hive too, or temporarily shut them down. That, I think, would also prove to be a really interesting endgame. 2 different endgames. One of them where you're shutting down where you're purging the insectoids once and for all, and the other one where you're shutting down the mech hive once and for all, except your own mechanoids. That way you are now the new mech hive. Thank you for reading. Odessey releases in 2 weeks. Yes, we know that. Next time is animals that I can tame, train, and eat. Odessey, which is very exciting because it looks like a lot of the ones from Vanilla Animals Expanded are going to be making their way into this new DLC. Fascinating. Fantastic. I kind of wish that it was base game that the animals were making their way into, unless they're doing some in base game and the rest of them in Odyssey. I don't actually know. I didn't test out 1.6. All I remember, actually, we can zoom down here and do a quick read because it's all in together. Let's see. Oh, there's the full changelog right here. I'll look at that a little bit later. But I know they did change some of the... Oh, yeah, they did change some of the ammo. Oh, so yeah, some of them do look like they're coming in here. And then others are being added in. Yeah. Others are like the Alpha Thrumbo and the Mastodons, Dire Wolves. No, some of those are being added in base game. Well, the ones I mentioned were being added in by Odyssey, but others look like they're being added into base game, like... Is Geese game? Geese base game? Not sure. The track I had not heard at all. No. Anyways, that was the Gravship. Overall, again, as I've said, this seems very Factorio inspired, as well as I don't know what Save Our Ships is going to do. I love Save Our Ships. Fantastic mod. The unfortunate thing is just a really big and a little clunky at times mod, but it happens when you have something that huge. But that being said, I am excited to go visit these places, the wrecks, the satellites, asteroids. You can bet I might even do a 100 days inside an asteroid, see if I can beat VQ to that one. I'm not as good as him, I don't think, but I'm going to try and beat him to what I spent 100 days inside of an asteroid. The only thing is that I would have to start with a grav suit, so probably a modified version of a Gravship scenario. Maybe we start on this, then I fly over, land, and not loot any of this other stuff around here. Go from there. So yeah, I think that's just about gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all for this one. I'm very excited. I'm curious if we can build these orbital cannons here. I imagine there has to be a few new weapons that we can build. Like, these are massive. And more importantly, I want to know, can we use them to bombard the surface at will? Like, maybe we have to create a targeter in the base here and link it up to the different cannons we have, and then activate the fire on a target below. I think that would be a fantastic idea because it gives you renewable sources of orbital targeters, especially since we are going into orbit and we're probably going to be looting platforms and satellites that are capable of that. So I don't see any reason why. Maybe I might even make that a first mod that I craft. That would be interesting. I'd like to see if I can make that. Maybe I can make that happen. I'm trying to learn how to mod, make my own mods. Well, that wouldn't be a half bad of an idea. Yeah, not a bad idea. Anyways, looks like we'll be back next week to do animals, primarily animals. So yeah. Thank you everybody for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Hit the subscribe button if you really enjoyed. Don't forget to share this video or any of my other videos to anybody who you think will enjoy my content. Next time when we return, well, I already mentioned, we'll be covering the animals. And it'll be 1 week left for that. Now, I don't know. I forget how they did it with Anomaly, but we have at least 2 more. I think we have 2 more previews. Since I imagine they might spoil a little bit of the end game. Well, go into more detail on a bit of the end game and some of the other stuff, as they sort of had with Anomaly. So, yeah, that's all for now. Until next time, take it easy.